Welcome to Poland for the 7th round of the 1991 World Enduro Championship. We're at Kielce, to be precise, 200 kilometers south of Warsaw. Not the best part of this illustrious nation, but nevertheless 180 riders from 11 nations have turned up to compete here, despite the fact that they still have pretty bad memories of what happened in 1990, when an awful lot of the machinery was stolen by local, I can only say, profiteers, really. The enthusiasts and the supporters came along. They actually opened up the riders' tool bags while they were in the motocross test, and some machines were stolen. In fact, the Italian David Trolli has not come back, simply because his bike was taken last year, and he says, if that's the way they want to act, then I won't be here. Scrutineering, though, very, very efficiently run. The parts being painted so that no major components can be replaced during the course of the two-day 525-kilometre-mile event, I beg your pardon. 105 kilometres, 5 laps they will do over the 2 days. The top of the 125cc table, 4 men really in there. Luca Trussardi, the Italian, on the factory Kawasaki. He's really saying he's 22 years of age. He comes from Glusoni near Bergamo in Italy there. He was the junior Italian 1988 champion in the Italian team in the 6 days. 1989, he was the trophy team member in the German 6 days. Other than that, he's always been in the top 3 of the Italian championship. On the factory Kawasaki, it's always well put together. Trussardi really a force to be reckoned with.
My name is Jeff Nilsson, 31 years old, in Hallstavik in Sweden. I began with the motocross in 1980, and last year I was second place in the World Championship. And this year with the KTM Austria, the factory team, I'm in the 2nd position, and I hope for a good race, and I hope to win the World Championship.
Another Italian, Stefano Passeri, 25 years of age. He comes from Iseo in Italy, professional enduro rider. He's 5 times Italian champion, twice European champion, and the trophy world champion in '89 during the 6 days in Germany. He's now riding an Aprilia, and he's looking to win the title, but he's really going to be up against it because of Britain's Paul Edmondson and Jeff Nilsson, the Swede you've just seen.
Hi, my name's Paul Edmondson. I'm 21, from Birmingham in England. I'm the 125 World Enduro Champion from 1990, and hopefully this year I would like to keep my championship. I began riding at the age of 8 with the trial competition, and then progressed onto motocross, where unfortunately I was not so successful as I wish. Then came Enduro. My brother was already British Enduro champion, so then I decided Enduro was the way for me. And ever since I started Enduro, I've had very good success, winning British 125 Enduro Championship 3 times, winning European Championship once, World Championship once, and 2 times winning International 6 Days Enduro. So this season is going good for me at the moment, and I hope I can continue with good success again.
Edmondson then, what a confident young man, and quite right too. Saturday morning then, 9 o'clock the start time. 3 men a minute go off. There it is, precisely 9 o'clock. The 80s go first. As I said, altogether they have to complete 5 laps of this 105-kilometer course. Each lap contains a cross-country and a motocross test. 11 nations represented. That's the smallest start field of this series so far, but it's hardly surprising after the experiences the riders had here with all the vandalism last year. A lot of them didn't want to come back at all, but what we have really is the hardcore of the entry. Pure motocross machinery, just look at it. Husqvarna very, very strong in the world of enduro, both in the 2-stroke and the 4-stroke class. First up then will be the cross-country test, which, if it's anything like last year, will be in very deep sand. And a fair amount of water, as you can see. Conditions not too bad. It's been fairly dry. Not as much water around on the tracks as they had in Poland at the event last year. Local favourite, Rubel. The crowd obviously rooting for him. Giovancelli, the Italian, little TM machine screaming around there. Just listen to it, high in the revs. Runner-up in the World Championship, Giovancelli. Now Nilsson, he's the big threat to Paul Edmondson. Nilsson then riding 21. Really getting it on the boil. Factory KTM for Nilsson. First time on the KTM Works machinery this year and going well. Now, reigning world champion, Paul Edmondson. Really excels at these motocross tests. Just look how he's going, Fast Eddie. Absolutely motoring here. High in the air, Edmondson. Getting more and more confident with each and every round. At the edge of the water there, Edmondson. Comes from Chasetown in Staffs. High over the bank. Oh, he's gone. Edmondson's gone. Edmondson's gone. Just a little splash and he's up on his feet. Let's take a look at that again. Flicks it through the corner. Hard on the power. Must have just got it a little bit crossed up. And I can tell you at this point, he jumps at high speed onto that narrow dam, drives on the outside of the sandy edge. Can't quite get the bike up again, and that's it. And the bad news for Edmondson is that that resulted in a broken collarbone, and with it went the championship hopes. Rossi was on good times, but he's very, very friendly with Edmondson and was just a little bit detuned by Edmondson's crash. And he's holding the shoulder. He knows he's hurt himself. He didn't, of course, know until after the event what the damage was, but in a great deal of pain, Edmondson. Really wrecked his title hopes there. Lieno, the Finn, very much at home in the deep sand. They have a lot of sand in Finland. Now Trussardi, another man high up in the 125cc title chase. Luca Trussardi from Bergamo, as you heard him say. Very well respected by the other riders. And Kawasaki, well up in the 80s and the 125cc's. Passeri in the runner-up spot after this motocross test. And now, of course, he's well up in the leaders because Edmondson, with that injury, sadly out of the running. It's pretty well known that the Italian isn't strong in a stress situation, so what he does do is just keep on going, holding it together as best he can. Maraglia also has had a heavy tumble and is struggling. His arm in a great deal of pain. In fact, he's broken a bone in the forearm. Again, at this stage, of course, he doesn't really know until the doctors examined him. But Maraglia broke a bone. Tienen again. No southern heat and deep sand. Ideal. By far the best time, Tienen. Uwe Weber doesn't like the sand. He's pretty good on the slippery forest tracks. He's a World Trophy champion during the 6 days in Poland in '87, but not having the best of times here. Pellegrinelli, trophy champion '86, '89. He's already well up. He won the class in Italy. Not his going today. He's got half the ribbons trailing from his left handlebar. 9th in the 250s was the best he could do. Joachim Hedendal. He's hanging in there behind Tienen, really, pretty close. He's been in that position in Tienen's shadow through the biggest part of the season. Apart from his win in Sweden today again, always the bridesmaid, never the bride, he's runner-up. Mario Rinaldi, forever second behind Kent Carlson in the 350cc four-strokes. And if Carlsen pulls it off today, he cannot be beaten. He will win the title with 1 round to go. Talking of the man himself, Kent Carlsen then. Mr. Maximum. 50 points his lead in the championship. A master of the smaller four-stroke category. Dutchman, Yimmink. He likes these conditions. The Dutch, we say time and time again, don't we, just how much they love the deep sand. Runner-up in the 500s. He shoves Pojledny off the 3rd place in the championship. Sven-Erik Jonsson. Stuck in the traffic jam, really. He's got to get back past some of these back markers. His arch rival, Dick Vixel, fell hopelessly behind due to a problem. But Jonsson then forcing through, sorting his way out very, very well indeed. Big Bert von Sitzenwitz, runner-up in the World Championship in the 500cc four-stroke, but he had an injured arm early in the season, but now he's coming on. He's hit form, but a bit late, I think, to pull it off. Runner-up then behind Katranak on a 3-second difference over 350. Farioli started off flying beginning of the season, but he's slumped to 5th now. He's not very good in the sand. He reckons he's going to win the World Championship in 1992. Big Bill Anderson then the fighter. Everybody thundering on. World Enduro, join us again after the break for day 2.